Anfield awaits another floodlit feast of football. The last time these two sides met here, they shared 6 goals prior to a penalty shootout. This evening, the Reds are out for a measure of revenge. They lost to their opponents the last time the two went head-to-head back in late December. It is Liverpool versus Leicester City. Kickoff is at 7:45. The Premier League table looks like this going into tonight's clash. The Reds are in second spot, 12 points behind Manchester City, but with 2 games in hand. Leicester's season is unravelling a touch. They are in 12th. Yeah, welcome along to our social media preview show in association with our friends at Standard Chartered. Jason McAteer and Mark Lawrence are alongside me. We will talk in detail about tonight's game very shortly. But first, let us celebrate Sadio Mane's achievements. Success with Senegal at AFCON. Success with your country. Something special, Jason, something he should be applauded for.
Bit gutted I never went to the party afterwards. It looked some party, didn't it? That bus and everything. Flipping heck.
It was not teetotal over there.
It'd still be a good party.
It'd still be a good party.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I thought it was. Do you know what Tomo called it? 0-0 penalties on the game on Sunday. And I thought, I hope not, because I'm going to watch it. Anyway, I watched it, and it was 0-0 and then penalties, wasn't it? I mean, the penalties was really exciting, but
quite a few of the games have been 0-0 draws.
Yeah, really good defensive displays I'm going to go for. But yeah, I enjoyed it, to be honest, as a competition of a whole. Obviously, it was, with what happened in the earlier rounds, was very, very sad, but obviously they managed to keep it going. But the achievements of Senegal was fantastic, and having the 2 players, I was a little bit gutted the 2 of them were involved, because obviously from our point of view, a Liverpool point of view, and my Liverpool hat on, I would have liked them back earlier. But yeah, let's celebrate the achievements of Sadio.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic, but it's worked, hasn't it? It's worked for the club, and it's worked for them as well. But yeah, it must be a sensational feeling to actually win for your country, one of the biggest competitions possible.
Yeah, he was player of the tournament as well. He scored the key spot kick as well. Fantastic performance, and you just wonder what impact the tournament has on the players for someone like him to come back, I guess, with a spring in his step, you would hope.
Jet lag, I would think.
Yeah, jet lag. But the other thing is, they don't move around, do they, in that competition?
Yeah, it's pretty central, yeah.
Right, so you're not on a plane every other day, so you get loads of rest. And by the way, when you win something like that and you come back to your club, it's fab, isn't it? Because you get loads of stick in a nice way, but you'll just feel great. Yeah. Apart from the fact we signed a player who might play in his position, it's all good.
I think touching on what Lotto was saying, I know we were having a laugh and a joke about it, but footballers these days, yeah, they do celebrate. This isn't the time to celebrate, but they do celebrate, but they don't go mad.
No.
They just don't do it. Like in our day, we celebrated and we celebrated hard, yeah. But these players don't do that. They're like a different breed.
But yeah, I shudder to think how long your celebration would have gone on if Ireland had won something in '94.
Well, I'm still celebrating that goal I scored against Holland, and that's about 20 years ago.
He's still doing it from his debut here. What do you mean?
He's only half joking there.
No, he's not.
Sadio Mane not involved tonight. He's only just back in the country. Mo Salah is back potentially to be involved tonight.
Why not?
Well, exactly.
Why not? He's a footballer. He'll be back on a private jet. You play, you just come and play, don't you? And also, I saw part of Klopp's press conference and someone asked him, you're going to have to say something to Mo and all that because he'd lost. And it's a bit like, really? Losing a game in football? Surely not. So now you just come back and you get on with it.
Listen, there's an argument to play him. There is, and of course there's an argument to play him, but would I start him? I probably would have him on the bench and bring him on.
Salah?
Yeah,
Oh, he's got to start.
Listen, we've got, 15 goals we've scored without them?
Yeah.
So we've not done
but
too
you look
badly.
at that. He's got. Yeah, he has played a lot of football. He's played some extra times, but that hunger. He's got 16 goals in the Premier League this season, 23 in total. He's got his eye on golden boots and things, on success with the club as well.
If you don't start him, he'll be smashing the manager's door down tomorrow, and the manager doesn't want that problem. He's earned the right to start tonight, most definitely. He just wants to score.
I know. I think the manager's got a reason not to play him. Do you know what I mean? It's he's been away. It's a tournament. As much as there was no travelling around, he's played a lot of games, played a lot of football in a short space of time. Is there a need to play him tonight? necessarily say. If it was City, Chelsea, no disrespect to Leicester, I might look at it. But if I was the manager, I know what Lotto's saying, and yeah, there's an argument for him to play, of course there is. But maybe I'd just err on the side of caution, and I just think I'll have him in the wings. If I need to bring him on at half time after an hour, then let's do it. And also, the lads have, they've done well.
Yeah, they have done well.
Well, that's
really
it. You saw against Cardiff as well, even though it was a sort of sticky spell and maybe a couple of things that went for us. And against Cardiff, you see the strength of the squad now. Guys like Harvey Elliott returning and making a real impact. Yeah.
Well, Jason will have him in the wings, but not on the wing. So that's absolutely fine. No, listen, it's this stage at the season now, Mark, when you look at what we've got, 3 months-ish left, we're in a fab position in many, many ways. Hardly anybody injured long-term. In fact, nobody probably. Players have come back, and the new boy who just signed as well played his little part at the weekend. And the club is all about going forward. It's very, very rare you get this with 3 months to go that everybody's fit. And by the way, we've got lots of very good players.
He's got a headache. There's a lot of players chomping at the bit. There's a lot of players who have done well for him. He's got probably the strongest squad he's had.
Yeah.
Harvey coming back, he could get a start. There's defensive Konate, Matip. Konate done well. Matip will be looking to get back in. He's done nothing wrong. Even Quavian Keller has done well. I wouldn't say he's pushing Alisson, but he's done well. So they've all played their part while the two big hitters have been away. So it'll be interesting to see what the team is tonight.
Okay, let's hear from both managers now, starting with Jürgen Klopp's thoughts on Leicester City.
It's not about where they are in the season, where they're on the table, how the season is going. They have an absolute quality side, and they want to respond. That obviously not a good cup game. That's clear. The way they lost against Nottingham Forest, but that happened to other teams as well. And as a manager, you want a response, and the response would be now playing a great game against Liverpool. That's how I would approach it. And Brent will do that for sure as well.
It's the toughest game that you could have probably on the wake of a disappointing result, but that's what you have to enjoy as a player, and certainly I'm looking forward to seeing our reaction going back there. We had an incredible result of spirit and quality when we played them last, on the back of playing Manchester City on the Sunday, so I know that reaction is there. So we now got to dig deep over these next numbers of weeks. And look to show that consistency, and look to show that hunger and that fight, and let's see if we can get a result.
Yeah, Leicester arrive here having had a tricky spell of late. In the last 10 games, all competitions, 5 defeats plus 1 on penalties as well. But they did beat us when we went to the King Power.
Disappointed with Leicester. I think they've got a really, really good starting 11. They've got goals. I think the problem Brendan's had this season is defensively. He's lost Fofana, he's lost Johnny Evans long term. That's really hindered them. But you go through the squad, I think they've got quality. Tielemans is a good player. Lookman, he's in and out the team.
No Vardy, though, have they?
Vardy scored goals for them this season. Goals haven't been a problem for them, to be honest. But clean sheets, defensive, and picking points up on the road's been really difficult. I don't think they've won in the last 5 games away from home, have they? So. Yeah, they're in a really poor position, and if they've got any aspirations of making European football, then they need to start winning games.
13
They
points.
beat us early, though. They beat us easily, didn't they?
Yeah, we were poor that day.
Yeah, we
times
were.
And
Probably the only real. That's probably the worst we've been that season, maybe on a one-off basis.
Yeah.
But yeah, the injuries and everything. Look, teams get that. And all of a sudden you start to get players back, then somebody else gets injured. I think they're just having one of those seasons. If they finish top 10, they'll have actually done well.
But 13 points worse off now than they were at this stage last season. They've just gone out of the FA Cup, a heavy defeat, a local rival in Nottingham Forest.
Never turned up, Mark.
And well beaten in that day.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of pressure on Brendan Rodgers now. There's a few, moaning voices amongst the ranks. Are you surprised at that, given the job he's done, the success relatively he's had with them?
No, well, but where are the moaners from? Are they keyboard warriors or whatever they are?
I think some match-going fans are also.
But he's done a really, really good job there. And if you think about it and look around, you're going to sack him? I don't think so. I think it's just going to be one of those seasons where you just go, all right, didn't quite work, but no, I get it. He's a football manager, he's under pressure, he's not winning games, etc. But he's a good manager. and they know what they've got, and they've got a plan. Leicester, the recruitment generally has been really, really good as well. They'll come back next season
To be honest,
much better.
He fights expectation at Leicester now.
Yeah.
You know, they do. You know, after winning the league, you know, the money that they've outlaid, the players that they've got, they have underachieved this season with the squad that they've got. They have. Is that Brendan's fault? You've got to lay some blame at Brendan, but I agree with Lotto. I think he's a fantastic coach. I do. I think he's calmed his ways down. He was a little bit too much in the camera and maybe had too much to say. I think he's calmed himself down. Celtic done him the world of good getting up there, having a bit of success, coming back down. He's put a good squad together. Listen, with COVID and everything in the mix, I agree with Lotto. I just right this season, just see where you can go. They're not going to go down, obviously.
No.
Try and climb the table as quick as you can, get a few results, see the season out, and then go again next season. Recruit.
Also, if you look in the Premier League, Man United underachieve, Tottenham underachieve, Arsenal underachieve. So he's not alone, and they've got bigger and better squads than Leicester.
He has said that maybe a few bodies need to move on as well, so maybe this is the season where he comes back in the summer and we see a refreshed Leicester City, because it's been quite a consistent squad for quite a while. There's still a few bodies there. You know, well, maybe we'll see a revitalised Leicester City off the back of it next year.
I think the problem Brendan's always going to have is who comes and nicks his players.
Yeah.
You know, Tielemans is being linked here. He could play. And again,
they're now saying Man City for him.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking big, you know, for Tielemans. Vardy's probably there for good. There's a couple of us. If we can get Fofana fit, he's a good player. If we can get him back.
Well, he's not played a game.
No, he's not played a game, but he's a good player. Yeah. They've got a couple of players there that, you know, the big boys might come looking for. That's what he's got to do. But also he's got to recruit, like Lotto said, in the summer and freshen it up.
Which has been good generally. Their recruitment's been very, very good.
Yeah,
if you can get players in cheaply, turn them into proper players and sell them on, that's probably their role model.
Yeah, the recruitment has been better than most in recent years. OK, plenty more Leicester chat to come on Matchday Live, as well as plenty more to build up to today's game. Our coverage starts at 6:45. Join us for that. Then we'll have live audio commentary of all the action. Steve Hunter is joined by Neil Mellor from 7:45 from that. And we'll be back at 9:45 with the Matchday reaction show. We hope to see you then.